Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to discuss about what is industry and what are its level. So we start with what is industry. Now to understand the concept of industry, we need to focus on two main points, and that main points are first economic activity, second needs and demands of customer. Now we discuss these 2 points in little bit detail. What is meant by economic activity and what is meant by customer demand and needs. So first, economic activity. So an economic activity is an activity that involves in production, distribution or consumption of goods and services. Economic activity are typically undertaken in order to generate income or profit. Secondly, the needs and demands of customer refer to the desire, requirements and expectation that customer have when seeking products or services. Now we go for the definition of industry. Industry generally refers to the economic activity which concern with the production of goods or providing services in order to meet the needs and demands of the customer. Means those companies who are produce product or those who are providing services are all considered as industry. Some examples: auto component manufacturer, process equipment manufacturer, pharma companies, bakeries who produce the bakery items, and even software companies are also considered as industry. Now, we are going to discuss about what are the levels of industries. So for the bifurcation purpose and for the better understanding about industry, industry is divided into 5 different levels. All 5 levels are mentioned below. The first level is primary industry, second level is secondary industry, third level is tertiary industry, the fourth level is quaternary industry, and the fifth level is quinary industry. We discuss all the levels one by one. So first is primary industry. Now primary industries are those that extract or produce raw materials from which useful item can be made. Some examples of primary industries are: first, mining. Now mining is primarily carried out to extract valuable metals from the earth crust. These resources include iron, copper, gold, silver and many other metals. These metals are the essential raw materials for various industries. As it produces raw material, mining is considered as a primary industry. Now agriculture. Agriculture, the main purpose of agriculture is to produce an abundant and sustainable supply of grains, vegetable and fruits. Now grains, vegetable and fruits are considered as a raw material for further processing. As it produces raw material, agriculture is considered as a primary industry. Next, forestry. Forestry is the practice of managing, cultivating and conserving forest and wooded areas. Forestry is the sustainable production of timber and wood product. Timber and wood are considered as raw material for the production of lumber, plywood, paper, furniture and other wood-based products. As it produces raw material, forestry is also considered as a primary industry. Next, fishing. Fishing is a crucial source of food and nutrition for millions of people around the world. It provides a direct means of obtaining protein-rich seafood, including fish, shellfish, and other aquatic organisms. All type of seafood is a raw material and need further processing. So fishing is also considered as a primary industry. Next, secondary industry. Now secondary industry are those that changes raw material into useful product. through processing and manufacturing. All products, parts, component manufacturer who utilize raw material are considered in a secondary industries. Some example of secondary industries are component manufacturer, textile industries, pharma industry, bakery industry, and much more. So basically, component manufacturer, textile industries, pharma industries, bakery industries all produces useful product with the help of raw material. Like component manufacturer needs raw metal, raw plastic, raw rubber, etc. for the production of useful component. Textile industries need cotton as a raw material to produce textile. Bakery needs grains, and similarly pharma needs some different ingredients to produce a medicine, and that's why all these companies are considered as a secondary industries. Now next is tertiary industry. Tertiary industries are those that provide essential services and support to allow other levels of industry to function. Now primary and secondary industries cannot function without tertiary industries. Basically, tertiary industries provide services to the primary and secondary industries. Now, some example of tertiary industries are trading, next, business services, educational institutes, transporter, accommodation and food services, and real estate industry. Here I mentioned few examples of a tertiary industries. We discuss one by one. Trading. Now trading refers to the buying, selling and exchange of goods and material involved in a manufacturing process. It encompasses the activities related to the procurement of raw material, components and equipment, as well as the distribution of finished product to customer or other businesses. Second, business services. Business services refer to the wide range of specified services that support the functioning and operation of business. These services are typically provided by the professional service firms or consultants and are essential for various aspects of business management and operation. Now some example of business services are accounting and bookkeeping services, legal services, human resource services, marketing and advertising services, logistic and supply chain services, training and development services, and even research and analytical services. Next, education. Now education institutes are also a service industries. Education institute provides skilled people to the industries. So it is considered as a tertiary industry. Next, transport. Transport is an essential service industry who provide movement of good. Without transport industry, you can't move your good from the company to the distributor, from the company to the customer. Next, hotels. The hotels industry is a service industry because its primary focus is on providing service rather than manufacturing or producing physical goods. So we provide accommodation, we provide food service through the hotels also. That's why hotels are considered as a tertiary industry. Real estate. The real estate industry is a service industry because it primarily involves providing services related to the buying, selling, renting and management of properties. So again I mentioned few examples of a tertiary industry here for the better understanding purpose. Next is a quaternary industry. Now quaternary industries are those for the creation and transfer of information including research and training. So this type of company not providing or not manufacture any component, any product. They also not provide you the service, but they provide a specific data, a specific information. They transfer that information. So some example of quaternary industries are financial planning, then information gatheration, then consultancy services, then designing and R&D support. Now financial planning. So basically what should be the plan related to the finance? So there are some industries who provide that type of financial planning to the other industries, basically primary and secondary industries, right? So such industries are considered as a quaternary industries. Secondly, information generation. Now basically the product manufacturing companies need some information from the market. They need to understand the requirement, the needs and demand of customer. So such a type of information is gathered by the industry, and that information provided to the secondary industry to produce a product. So such a type of industry is known as the information generation industry, and they are considered as a quaternary industry. Next, consultancy. Now consultancy is a kind of service industry, but we consider consultancy in a quaternary because they also provide some information, they also provide some research and training to the secondary industries, right? And that's why consultancy is considered as a quaternary industry. Next is a designing sector. Now so many manufacturing companies or so many industries who comes under the secondary industry level, they don't have their designing center, right? So they done some designing activity from other industries. So such a type of industry, they provide them information, they provide some research activity. That's why designing sector is also considered in a quaternary industry. They only provide design, they do not interfere or they do not involve in a manufacturing of a component. And last one, R&D support. Again, so many industry don't have their R&D setup. So a separate R&D setup is set up by a industry. They only provide that kind of research and development activity. Once they complete that research and development activity, they transfer the complete knowledge, they transfer the complete information related to the R&D to the secondary industry to produce or to manufacture the component. So such a type of industry also considered as a quaternary industry. Similarly to the designing industry, R&D support industry also do not involve in any kind of manufacturing or production of a component. They just transfer the information and research related activity. So again here I mentioned some few industries related to the quaternary industry. And last one, quinary industry. Now quinary industries are those that control the industrial and government decision making process. This is an interesting one. So this level include industry executives, management, bureaucrats and elected official in government. We can consider such type of industry as a government industry. Now policies and laws are made and implemented in these levels. And who is made these policies and laws? So basically government officials are there who made the policies and laws. Some examples of quinary industries are, now government institutes. Now we know so many institutes related to the government. COEP college, it is a government institute. So there are so many institutes are there who can control by the government. We can consider such a type of institute are quinary industry. Hospital. So we know that so many hospitals are government owned. We call them government hospitals. So government hospital are considered as a quinary industry. Similarly, government cultural institutes are there. The institute related to the music, they have some libraries, they have some museum, theaters. So many things are there related to the cultural institute owned by or controlled by government are considered as a quinary industry. Next, NGO. Though NGO is a non-government organization, but still it is controlled by the government.